Okay.
What's a good way to? Oh, sorry. What's a good way to remember that? Because that is really tricky. Like, what structure should we? I mean, what nearby structure should we look for to kind of remember that?
There's no mnemonic for that.
No.
No.
I don't remember locating that in the lab, so it's like I don't know.
If you look at the foot in your bone box, you'll see a clear groove there.
Okay.
And not only that, you'll see a clear groove on the lateral side of the foot in the cuboid bone. Now, I'm not going to mention it here in the course of these things, but the groove in the cuboid is for something else. And I'll leave that for homework. I'll ask you about that tomorrow evening, 5:45. What travels through the groove? What travels through the groove in the cuboid? It's not fair because we're doing pelvis and perineum tomorrow night. But I think we'll have to make an exception. All right? What travels in the groove in the cuboid? Huh? Somebody know already? Okay. All right. So let's take a break. First to SAEPs. First to SAEPs. Come in, SAEPs. Okay. Next subject. Slide number
25.
20.
25.
25, yeah. Perfect. Slide 25, that's exactly what it is. All right. Well, here we are back when we started the perineum. We started with the anal triangle as opposed to your genital triangle and said, well, we got some nice fluid fat in here. Let's go dig out that tumor. Whatever tumor might be in here. Let's go rooting around in here for something else. Well, the problem is if you go rooting around in there without some due caution, you can wreck this inferior rectal nerve and then you get anal incontinence. Okay? Big problem. Okay? Not only can't you use the sphincter, you can't use the deep part of the external of the sphincter, you can't use the superficial part of the external of the sphincter, and your aim gets really bad.
Oh, Lord. That's crazy.
LOL.
Just as an aside, did anybody try to use the porta potty yesterday?
No.
I did. And I'm real glad that I'm a boy. Because somebody had a really, really bad aim. And it wasn't with the liquid form of
Ew.
I'm sorry.
That's why I don't use them.
You use what?
Porta potties.
Didn't flush the toilet? Oh, it's the toilet.
The bathrooms that are
I didn't get it
outside.
in the right place.
Oh, I hate that.
It was a porta potty where you can't flush anyway, you know.
Yeah.
It piles up sometimes like a mound.
Stop.
Oh my god. So, since he didn't aim right, what was wrong with it? Okay.
Huh?
So does that mean something was wrong with his, like, his anal?
No, I think that he or she probably just got their
Bubble guts.
fraction too late. It was an emergency situation, and they didn't get a chance to aim. Fortunately, it didn't end up in their clothing.
Ew.
That's
but
gross.
Just barely. I think they were on their way to sitting down and didn't quite make it.
Oh.
Someone ate too much yesterday.
That food wasn't even good to be moving up like that.
This is
But
gross
okay.
anatomy, so you can talk about anything. All right, okay. Slide 26. Slide 26 has to do with these things called superficial inguinal lymph nodes. Superficial inguinal lymph nodes. This is a lymphangiogram, and it shows those things. Okay, and here's what they look like if you dissect them. They didn't look like this in our lab, but if you're devoted to seeing these things, you can make them look like this, I suppose. But there are a number of things that drain in there. And it's not only the scrotum, which is in close proximity, which would make sense to drain in there. The uterus drains in there. And we figured out how that happened through the round ligament. Okay. The lower end of the anus, below that famous mucocutaneous line, the pecten. Not the pectinate line, that's something different. That's where the valves are. The pecten, or the mucocutaneous line. You need to be aware of that term, okay? Mucocutaneous line. The anus below the mucocutaneous line drains into superficial lymph nodes. And the vagina. The lower end of the vagina is going to drain into superficial lymph nodes as well. Okay? So 4 things.
Can you repeat the 4 things again?
4 things. Scrotum, uterus, lower end of the rectum, anus, lower end of the vagina. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Got them? Good. Are all going to drain in there. Then we moved on. Well, actually, we started with this. These are the boundaries of that diamond-shaped perineum. Okay? So we have the coccyx in the back, we have the symphysis in the front, we have bone in front on the side, we have ligament in back on the side, and we have bone out in the corners. So the bone, or symphysis, is in the 4 corners. Symphysis, coccyx, anterior, posterior, ischial tuberosities on the lateral sides. And then the ischiopubic ramus goes across here from the pubis to this ischial tuberosity. Excuse me. And the sacrotuberous ligament goes from the sacrum to the ischial tuberosity back here. Thus we get our diamond-shaped perineum. Then we moved on to the pelvic diaphragm. The pelvic diaphragm from above has these parts to it. Okay? So there's a levator ani, and levator ani is called that because it can elevate the anus. Okay? Both these muscles, when they contract, because it's a bowl, because it's a bowl, you're in there like a bowl, when they contract, they pull up like that. Okay? So they can elevate the anus. And the 2 components of the levator ani are the pubococcyges coming from the pubis, and the iliococcyges coming from this thing here, called the arcuate line. Okay? The coccygeus is part of the pelvic diaphragm, but it's not part of the levator ani, because you can't really elevate anything. It could wag our tail if we had the tail. Okay? And it really is good at wagging the tail in other little animals. Okay? But it's just there to support the lower end of the pelvis in us. Okay? And it gets help in its support there too, because there's going to be a lot of pressure going on down here when you're squeezing your abdomen trying to expel the things that you're trying to do. Could poke a hole through here and get some kind of hernia. Okay? It's got the sacrospinous ligament just on the other side of it. Okay, so if we incise this right here, we would see sacrospinous ligament. Conversely, if we were looking from the outside, you could see sacrospinous ligament and assume that if we incise the sacrospinous